In the gripping climax of our last episode, the tension escalated when Haejun received a mysterious message during what was supposed to be a casual dinner with colleagues. Without hesitation, she abruptly cancelled their plans. As they walked through the lobby, Yuhan couldn't resist needling Yihan about the relentless rumors swirling around him, prompting a defiant retort from Yihan questioning the origins of such gossip. Yihan, unfazed, maintained that people will believe what they want regardless. Despite Yuhan's expectation that Yihan would confront Haejun's colleagues about the rumors, Yihan remained silent, secure in the knowledge that there's someone who truly understands him. In a moment charged with intensity, Yihan bluntly dismissed Yuhan's insinuation that the chairman might accost random employees about office gossip, fixing him with a chilling glare. Undeterred, Yuhan provocatively suggested that Yihan's frequent presence in both the VIP and surgery wings might be more than coincidental, insinuating a hidden agenda regarding Haejun. Brushing off Yuhan's barbs, Yihan focused on his phone, but Yuhan persisted, sensing Yihan's anxiety and speculating whether there was a deeper reason behind it, perhaps involving Haejun. Yihan, somewhat exasperated, reminded Yuhan of their existing relationship. Meanwhile, as Yihan nervously extended an invitation to dinner via text, his thoughts involuntarily drifted to Haejun, her presence haunting even the mundane aspects of his surroundings. In a brief diversion, Yihan inquired about Yuhan's romantic exploits, only to learn with a mixture of disbelief and amusement that they were confined to their own academic cohort. Suddenly, Yihan's secretary interrupted, announcing Haejun's unexpected presence outside his office. Yihan demands his secretary to immediately usher Haejun into the room. With a courteous greeting, Haejun acknowledges both Yihan and Yuhan. She wastes no time, stating that she has something urgent to discuss and emphasizes the brevity of her visit. Yihan, equally urgent, reveals he has matters to address as well. Sensing his urgency, Haejun graciously offers Yihan the opportunity to speak first. Yihan's tone carries a hint of playful observation as he remarks on Haejun's apparent engagement with the junior doctors in the VIP wing, causing a noticeable flush to creep into her cheeks. Perplexed by her reaction, Yihan swiftly commands Yuhan to vacate the premises. Yet, Yuhan persists, appealing for Haejun's support. Demonstrating solidarity, Haejun aligns with Yuhan's request, allowing Yihan to relent and permitting him to remain. With the scene set, Yihan interjects, seeking clarification on Haejun's purpose. However, Haejun veers off course, admitting to a curiosity sparked by a television program: does Yihan possess a firearm license? Yihan firmly denies possessing a firearm license and cuts to the chase, pressing Haejun for the real reason behind her visit. Haejun hesitates before disclosing that she won't be able to make it to dinner tonight due to an urgent matter. Yihan probes further, asking if it's related to surgery. Haejun's reluctance to answer prompts Yihan to acknowledge her discomfort, assuring her that it's okay and recognizing the gravity of her commitments. He grants her permission to leave, expressing understanding and concern for her well-being. After Haejun's departure, Yuhan playfully needles Yihan, suggesting there might be more to the situation, perhaps Haejun is seeing someone else. Yihan fixes Yuhan with a penetrating stare, akin to a lion eyeing its prey, before questioning him about his mother. Sensing the underlying warning in Yihan's demeanor, Yuhan quickly realizes the error of his teasing and opts to humbly seek forgiveness. In the intimate ambience of the restaurant, Yihan's mother extends heartfelt apologies to Haejun for summoning her amidst her hectic schedule. With candor, she remarks on Haejun's likely surprise at the unexpected call, emphasizing the need for discretion from Yihan. Despite Haejun's respectful address as "ma'am," Yihan's mother warmly insists that such formalities are unnecessary, fostering a sense of closeness between them. As Haejun ponders the motive behind this clandestine meeting, Yihan's mother offers insight into her intentions. She confides in Haejun, expressing uncertainty about Yuhan's ability to distract Yihan effectively. However, amidst these concerns, she expresses genuine happiness at the opportunity to spend quality time with Haejun. Haejun, recognizing the grace and warmth emanating from Yihan's mother, senses a deeper purpose behind her invitation, igniting curiosity within her. Before Yihan's mother can delve into the intended discussion, Haejun abruptly interrupts, calling her by name and alluding to the difficulty in broaching a sensitive topic. Yet, a sudden recollection of Yihan's counsel prompts Haejun to swiftly change the subject, apologizing for her momentary distraction and attributing it to thoughts of Yihan. Perceptive as ever, Yihan's mother reflects on Haejun's evident care for her son, prompting Haejun to offer a simple pledge to prioritize Yihan's well-being. Uncertain of her own feelings, Haejun skirts deeper revelations, opting instead to reassure Yihan's mother of her commitment to treating him with the utmost care and respect. Yihan's mother's unexpected gesture leaves Haejun stunned as she slides an envelope across the table, implying that if Haejun truly feels the way she hinted, then she shouldn't hold back any longer. This prompts a whirlwind of conflicting thoughts in Haejun's mind. Could Yihan's mother be attempting to bribe her into breaking up with Yihan? Suddenly, a sharp sound breaks through Haejun's reverie, and she looks up to find Yihan standing beside her, his expression thunderous with anger. He tersely demands that she get up, leaving Haejun bewildered as to why he's there. Yihan seizes her hand, warning that if she can't rise on her own, he'll carry her out himself. Observing the commotion, Yihan's mother notices Yuhan seated at the nearby table and demands that he reveal himself. Yuhan, unapologetic, explains that he was simply following orders to keep Yihan occupied and suggests that he's fortunate to still be breathing. He cheekily jests about the stereotypical drama trope of mothers using money to oust unwanted romantic interests from their sons' lives. However, Yihan's mother clarifies that the envelope contains not a bribe but rather a fortune reading for Yihan's brother, dispelling any misconceptions about her intentions. Outside the restaurant, Haejun implores Yihan to release her hand, but he refuses, questioning if she intends to flee once more and insinuating that her actions led to their cancelled plans for the evening. Defensively, Haejun explains that she couldn't refuse Yihan's mother's request for a private meeting. Yihan probes further, questioning if she had planned to accept the envelope and sever ties with him. Annoyed, Haejun vehemently denies accepting or opening the envelope and asserts her ability to make her own decisions without his interference. She grows frustrated, expressing her need for autonomy and insisting that she knows what she's doing. Inside the restaurant, Yuhan expresses surprise at the revelation that the envelope contained a fortune reading, questioning if things are moving too quickly considering Haejun's limited acquaintance with Yihan's family. However, Yihan's mother defends Haejun's importance as the woman her brother loves, emphasizing that no further knowledge is necessary. Outside, Haejun reiterates her desire to leave, feeling overwhelmed by Yihan's overbearing behavior. She reflects on her impulsive visit to Yihan's office earlier, realizing she only sought comfort in seeing him, but now questions what she sees in him when he reacts impulsively without hearing her out. Yihan abruptly halts Haejun's departure, forcefully turning her around to face him. He emphatically asserts that she isn't alone in facing tough times, questioning how she imagines he copes with being in love with a relentlessly demanding cardiothoracic surgeon. Haejun, taken aback, struggles to comprehend if she heard correctly. Without wavering, Yihan insists that he didn't misspeak or intend to jest. He adamantly states there's no room for doubt regarding his sincerity. Haejun, bewildered, presses for clarification. Yihan launches into an impassioned speech, detailing the relentless challenges he endures, never finding a moment of respite, enduring sleepless nights, and burdened by the debt she owes him. He pauses momentarily before asserting that Haejun is mistaken if she believes his burdens are lighter, as he firmly believes he faces greater struggles with eating and sleeping than she does. The next day at the hospital, during a briefing about a VIP patient, Haejun finds herself lost in thought. Dr. Choi notices her distraction and inquires about her unusual behavior. Startled, Haejun snaps back to attention. Dr. Choi remarks on her typically eager participation and questions if she's dissatisfied with him being the operating surgeon. Haejun quickly dispels such notions, but Dr. Choi emphasizes that, ultimately, they're all patients of the hospital, and the operating surgeon shouldn't matter as much as the well-being of the patient. After the meeting, one of Haejun's junior colleagues comments on Dr. Choi's unfairness, noting that Haejun seems to know every heart in the hospital. Haejun, with a somber expression, counters that it's not entirely true. The previous night, Yihan confessed his feelings for her, but Haejun didn't respond, instead questioning if Yihan truly wanted an answer from her. Yihan nervously interjects, emphasizing the obviousness of his confession. He acknowledges the weight of his admission, noting that while it technically constitutes a confession, he wasn't expecting an overly affectionate response from Haejun. Meanwhile, in the present moment, Haejun's heart begins to act up strangely, causing concern among her colleagues. Her junior colleague rushes to her aid, urgently assisting her to a seat and inquiring about her well-being. Despite her discomfort, Haejun dismisses his worries, immediately shifting the focus to her junior's upcoming surgery and offering her assistance. However, her junior advises Haejun to prioritize her own rest, pointing out her free schedule that afternoon. Alone with her thoughts, Haejun reflects on the previous night's conversation with Yihan, where she requested time to process his confession. Yihan had granted her until the following evening at 7 p.m. to respond. Returning to the present, Haejun sends her junior colleague off to his surgery, her mind consumed with thoughts of how to confront Yihan. Suddenly, her contemplation is interrupted by the abrupt arrival of Kyungmin, who dashes towards her, shouting for attention. Haejun begins to interrogate about the patient's conditions, but Kyungmin abruptly interrupts her with a pointed question, "Do you remember the foreign patient?" Haejun's memory instantly snaps back, and she anxiously demands to know if they've located him. Kyungmin reveals that due to the severity of the patient's injuries, he couldn't seek treatment himself, leading Kyungmin to assume he sought assistance elsewhere. Consequently, he took to social media, urging the entire association to keep an eye out. Finally, a call from a friend in Incheon confirmed their suspicions. Displaying the patient's photo, Haejun swiftly recognizes him and presses for his whereabouts. Kyungmin discloses that the patient isn't in Incheon, but rather a bit further, though the distance isn't substantial. Meanwhile, at Yihan's residence, his former secretary Kang stumbles upon the records of the former CEO Yihan had requested. Kang offers to assist in the search, but Yihan declines, opting to tackle the task himself due to its complexity. Bewildered, Kang struggles to comprehend the situation. Yihan's thoughts drift back to the previous night, vividly recalling Haejun's reaction to something seemingly unbelievable, leaving her struggling for breath. He refuses to believe she wavered merely at the sight of an envelope. He's determined to prove that his worth exceeds any monetary value. Though the scenario didn't unfold as planned, he's resolved to express his feelings to Haejun as many times as necessary until she believes him. Returning to the present, Yihan's phone suddenly rings, and his face lights up with anticipation as he glances at the caller ID. On the other end of the phone, it's Haejun, and Yihan's initial casual demeanor suddenly shifts as he exclaims Haejun's name in shock. Kang, observing Yihan's reaction, discerns that in the 4 years he's been with the Seomoon group, Yihan's voice sounding like that indicates significant trouble. Yihan demands to know what Haejun means by her statement. With urgency in her voice, Haejun expresses her regret, adamant that she won't be able to see him today. Despite reminding her of their agreement for her answer today, Han's concern isn't about her evasion. Haejun pleads with him, assuring him that she's not trying to avoid him, urging him to believe her. However, Yihan's worry isn't about her running away, it's about understanding her situation. Haejun discloses that she's currently searching for someone, but it's taking much longer than anticipated. Yihan inquires about whom she's searching for, to which Haejun responds that she's looking for the patient who ran away. Yihan, incredulous, remarks that he doesn't think he's ever encountered anyone busier than himself. He presses further, asking Haejun where she is at that moment and how far she could possibly be in Korea that she can't make it back by tonight. Haejun explains that she's currently on Baekwol Island, having traveled to a hospital in Incheon based on the provided address. However, while searching for the patient, she missed the last boat out. Yihan questions her about her return, to which Haejun responds with frustration, stating that the next boat should arrive early tomorrow morning, provided it doesn't rain. She reassures Yihan that she'll be at work by tomorrow morning, attempting to allay his concerns. However, Yihan's response makes it clear that her return to work isn't his primary worry. Challenging her assumption, Yihan questions whether she truly believes his concern is solely about her presence at work. With that, he abruptly ends the call, leaving Haejun stunned. Kang senses that something is amiss and feels compelled to set things right. He approaches Yihan and offers to arrange transportation for him, stating that there's a car ready downstairs and inquiring where Yihan would like to go. Yihan, in turn, questions if Kang only has a car available. With determination, Kang asserts that he may not know what type of car Yihan prefers, but he'll promptly arrange it once he knows. Yihan, focused on his aunt, Haejun, asks about her whereabouts. Meanwhile, Haejun, Yihan's aunt, is on a boat when she receives Yihan's call. Surprised by his call, she questions if something is wrong, noting that he seldom checks in on her well-being. Yihan asks for her location, and she replies that she's on the water, wondering why he's asking. She dismisses the idea of the call being about her moving her funds from Juhan Bank, mentioning that she's found a better alternative. However, she's skeptical that Yihan is calling to ask for another favor, recalling his previous statements about preferring not to rely on her for help. Yihan interrupts, apologizing for his past behavior and promising to show more gratitude now and in the future. He expresses his profound appreciation for her kindness in taking care of him, despite his shortcomings, and assures her that he'll explain the rest when they meet in person. Confused by his sudden change in demeanor, Haejun questions if the person on the phone is truly Yihan. Yihan responds sarcastically, suggesting that she turn her boat around immediately if she wants an answer. On Baekwol Island, under the cover of darkness, Haejun slips on her shoes. An old woman remarks that she had mentioned the boat wouldn't arrive until daylight, so why is Haejun awake so early? Haejun responds that she just wanted to get some fresh air. The old woman inquires about the person Haejun is searching for, but Haejun herself is unsure if she's seeking a person or solace. Observing Haejun, the old woman warns her not to start crying now. Haejun casually assures her that she's not going to cry. Curiously, the old woman questions if someone stole Haejun's money or tried to harm her, suggesting that a smile won't resolve such matters. Drawing from her decades of experience on the island, she states that she's seen countless people come searching for someone, but someone as gentle as Haejun won't succeed in finding what she desires. With a heavy heart, Haejun asks how she can find what she wants. The old woman passionately asserts that it should be evident from the eyes of those who are determined to find someone, those individuals who would go to the ends of the earth. She claims to be able to spot such people from the moment they step off the boat, convinced that they will inevitably find who they seek. However, she dismisses the possibility for Haejun, advising her not to waste her energy. Resignedly, Haejun remarks that she's going for a walk, feeling stifled by being cooped up. Far away in the car, Haejun remarks that she is going to mark today as an anniversary. Yihan's mother exclaims that she still has no idea what's going on. Haejun asks if it's because she hates seeing her son begging her for something that much. Yihan's mother admits that she can still feel her heart beating. Haejun adds that at least she won't need to pay Yuhan to be her guardian at the hospital anymore. On the island, Haejun takes a walk to the port. She reflects, wondering if she's not desperate enough, realizing she couldn't keep Yihan on the phone long enough when she wanted to. She just wanted to hear Yihan say one more thing. She ponders when she started feeling this way. A faint grin appears on her face as she thinks about Yihan confessing his feelings for her. But still, she's not sure why Yihan said he is in love with her when she specifically told him not to fall in love with her. Haejun speculates that maybe it all started the first time when Yihan brought her food to eat. Or perhaps it was the day he appeared in the cafeteria just to find her. Actually, it could have started the moment he grinned as he watched her laugh when they walked together that night. Or maybe it was when she caught him looking at her every time she glanced his way. Haejun starts feeling like she's losing her mind. Sometimes, she's even wondered if he feels the same way she does. She questions herself, what will Yihan's real girlfriend be like? When he gets out of this fake relationship and finds the real love of his life, will she be able to stop pushing these feelings away after she repays all the money she owes? If they both feel the same way, will it be okay for her to want him? For her, it's as if Yihan doesn't belong with her. She imagines it wouldn't work out, so she decides she will let him know as soon as she gets back. She will tell him that they are nothing more than a borrower and a lender. As she turns back to go to her hotel, to her surprise, Yihan appears in front of her. Haejun demands to know why Yihan is here. Yihan steps closer to her, his voice resonating with intensity, and declares, "Why else would I come here if not to see you?" Before stumbling upon Haejun, Yihan had stopped by her hotel and discovered her whereabouts. While traversing the island in search of her, Yihan had hoped to maintain his usual rational and mature demeanor. Yet, here he stands on Baekwol Island, questioning himself relentlessly. Do promises with him hold no value to her? Did she truly board the boat without a second thought? Did she genuinely believe she could locate someone in such a manner? Was she truly that desperate to find a patient just to hastily repay her debt? He had intended to confront Haejun with all these inquiries. However, in the presence of her, those myriad questions seemed to dissipate into oblivion. The sole reason he couldn't wait another day and dashed here like a man possessed was Haejun. She occupies his every thought. When Haejun demands to know why he is here, Yihan responds firmly that he is here to see her. Despite her reminder that she had promised to return by the following morning, Yihan remains resolute. Yihan steps closer to Haejun, his voice firm as he comments that things were taking too long, so he took matters into his own hands. Haejun, noticing the majestic yacht floating on the water, asks if it belongs to him. Its grandeur, white against the backdrop of the sea, resembles something out of a movie, a sight she's never witnessed before. But Yihan, more concerned about her well-being, offers his muffler, urging her to prioritize warmth amidst the chilly wind. Despite Haejun's initial reassurance, Yihan insists, pulling her closer, emphasizing the importance of honesty between them. Drawing her nearer, he confesses that he can't recall the color of the yacht, implying that it's inconsequential compared to their connection. With a whisper, he asks if she's still uncertain about what truly matters. Instructing her to close her eyes, Yihan leans in, capturing her lips in a slow, tender kiss. As they linger in the moment, he breaks away briefly, seeking her consent. Haejun, with a subtle shake of her head, signals her desire for him to continue. Without hesitation, Yihan pulls her closer by the waist, indulging once more in their shared embrace. Far away, at Haejun's apartment, she sits on the sofa with a grin, lost in thoughts of Yihan and their previous night's interaction when he apologized for overstepping. Haejun couldn't believe it and questions if he's sure he's talking to her. Yihan solemnly raises his hand, affirming that he will continue to apologize in the future. Even Yihan's mother is stunned by this unexpected side of her son. In the present, Yihan's mother also awakens. Haejun playfully teases her for rising early, insinuating she was browsing sparkly items in the catalog again. Mother tries to defend herself, stating it's not like that, she just likes to stay updated on trends and happens to enjoy sparkly things. Suddenly, Haejun remembers she forgot to tell something to Yihan. With a wicked grin, she lifts her phone to text Yihan.